Hello, silver fans. This is T, and you're in the place to be for silver education, acquisition, and entertainment. And yeah, hey, I am on the road again in Lafayette, Indiana. And if you dig coin shop videos, I make a bunch of them, and I travel all over the place. Be sure to subscribe. T. Okay, Shell. Hey, thanks for having me back.
Hey, welcome back.
Yeah, I'm on my way to a Purdue game on this Thursday evening, and what does a silver stacking fanatic do when he's on his way to go tailgate?
Well, you got to come in and buy silver, T.
Stop at the coin shop,
Absolutely.
Thankfully, my wife was a good sport, and so here I am. And let's catch up a little bit. It's been a while since our last chat together.
Yes.
And so how have things been going in the last few weeks or so?
Metals tanked. What the heck?
Yeah.
I mean, supposedly the dollar is stronger, I'm hearing. I know the Feds, they had some meeting out west, I didn't even bother to read what that all was about, but evidently they're going to, I guess, keep raising interest rates, and the dollar is supposedly stronger, and so metals took a hit this week.
Yeah, so does
Big
that
time.
does that mean people are buying because it's on sale or shying away because they're worried about it?
Actually, there's been people in buying.
Okay.
I did get a phone call from an older couple today that are a little concerned because it's kind of their nest egg, and they're seeing that it's going down, and they're, what do we do? And I'm like, I don't know that I'd, dump it right now. I don't think that's the way to go. I think just sitting on it patiently and waiting to see what happens is probably the safer bet at this point.
In my opinion, it'd be the worst time to get rid of it.
Exactly.
But
and I've had a few,
that's,
but most of them are like, I think I'll just hang on to it for now. I'm like, if I were you, I would.
Yeah.
I would.
That's just me. People watching can do what they want, but
Exactly.
as for me, thankfully, I'm in a position to hold, and without having to cash it in, and I'll continue to do that.
That's what I keep telling them. I'm like, is it eating anything? Is it taking up space you need? They're like, well, no. I'm like, well, then don't sell it.
Yeah.
I don't blame you for keeping it. I would.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Silver versus gold. What are people buying lately?
Silver still seems to be hot. Obviously the premiums on gold are still where some people are like, I don't have that much cash, but I can buy 3 or 4 rounds out of the bucket because the 10th ounces, it's still over $200. So the silver still seems to be the favorite.
All right. Speaking of prices, generics still 5 over
still
spot?
5 over.
Okay. And I've been into rattlers lately. Do you happen to have any?
I don't know if
Morgan dollar rattlers or even peace dollars? Okay.
It doesn't rattle, but it's gold tea.
This looks like. Oh my goodness! This is gold. This is a little out of my league. It looks like it's in the old green holder. But not.
But it doesn't rattle.
Not a rattler, but whoo, that's a beauty right there.
That is a pretty one.
Maybe somebody who's watching will see that and be interested in it.
That is the only old green holder I have currently.
Yeah, I spied a little bit when I came in. I thought, well, maybe she's got something that I hadn't seen. But I have a few questions from my viewers, and so I'll just shoot them at you. A guy named Circle City was curious as to what the typical profit margin is on bullion, and then follow up to that is what's the typical profit margin on like numismatics?
On bullion right now, we might be making around $1 an ounce on silver if we're lucky.
Yeah.
On numismatics, Dad prices all of that stuff. So I would have to ask him, and unfortunately he's out of the office today. I know the profit margin there is better.
Yeah. I would imagine so, simply because some coins you buy, you don't know if they're going to sit for a week and get bought, or sit for a year and get bought.
Yeah.
So
typically, usually Dad's somewhere around 10% over gray sheet bid.
Okay.
On the numismatic stuff.
Okay.
So it just depends on where in relation to gray sheet bid we can buy them. if you're buying from another dealer, you're going to probably be right around bid, maybe just a little bit less.
Mm-hmm.
If they come in off the street, you can do a little bit better than that. You know, we can buy farther back of bid.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, because a lot of that stuff we do, it sits for months, some of it years. It takes the right collector to buy it, and you never know who that's going to be or when that's going to be.
At different coin shops that I visit, a lot of times the dealers will have like their own code on it. Do you have a code? And
Yeah.
Is there a universal code, or did you just make up your own?
Everybody makes up their own, and there's a reason. Because when dealers are dealing with dealers at tables, they don't want people to know what they've got in their coin.
Yeah.
So everybody makes up their own system, and I don't know how some of them do it, but you pick a random phrase or you pick a random section of the alphabet and you assign numbers to it.
Okay.
So, and modern day, they're going to barcodes on a lot of stuff now.
Okay.
We still handwrite ours on there, and they're letters that convert to numbers.
Most of the places I go to are the same.
Still writing letters on the holders.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just so they know what they've got into it and
You
what
have
they can
to.
get.
Uncle
sell it
Sam
for.
wants to charge you taxes on your profits, so you have to know what you've got in it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sneeze.
Bless you. See, you
So-
started talking about Uncle Sam and a certain organization that begins with an I and ends with an S and has
In the middle.
between.
Mhm. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you got sick all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
all
they,
right.
they like their percentage of stuff, so you
Yeah.
have to know what you've got in it, and
Is that a delivery coming in for you?
shouldn't be.
Okay.
No, shouldn't be for us, but
Okay.
you never know.
All right. So the next question, I thought, I threw this out to my viewers. Hey, who has questions? I'm heading to the coin shop. Some of them are easier than others. Let's talk about this question from a guy named Orb. I'm not sure why he's watching a silver stacking channel and commenting if he has this attitude, but instead of shying away from it, how about if I just ask the question?
There you go.
He calls precious metals antiquated and not a hedge against inflation. And do you have any comments about that? I have feelings, but I want to hear from you first.
I don't think they're antiquated. I really don't. People are still buying them. They still sell like hotcakes. Governments still buy into gold and silver. Look at the London Exchange. I mean, when you pull up the markets, there's the London pricing, morning and afternoon. China's still buying gold. I don't think it's antiquated. I really don't. There's still many countries buying precious metals and stocking it away. Not yet.
It's been money for 5,000 years.
Exactly.
And some of my viewers might remember a video that I made at the Smithsonian Institute in Washington D.C. and there they have housed lots of beautiful coins, but some of the most primitive pieces of precious metals that were exchanged for goods or services literally 5,000 years ago.
Right.
So, I'm not going to argue with something that's 5,000 years old. And I guess another point of mine is that, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm over 50 now, but like the government scares me now more than ever with some of the things that are in the pipeline and in the works, CBDCs and other things that some of my other fellow content creators have articulated far more beautifully than I could. But that stuff scares me enough to the point where I want an insurance policy.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, hey, I think we've said enough about Orb's question. I hope he appreciates our answers, whether he agrees or not. And let's go to Anthony S. He wants you to pull out your crystal ball and tell us how low silver will go.
I'm dying to give you the same answer I have given everybody for years on that. I broke my crystal ball. It's DNA specific, and I can't buy a replacement.
There you go. There you go.
How low will silver go? I don't know.
Yeah.
I wish I did. And then it harkens back to, when was it that rhodium went to, was it $20,000 or something an ounce? If I had that crystal ball, I'd have bought rhodium when it was $300 an ounce and sold it at $20,000 an ounce, and I'd be on an island in the South Pacific somewhere. I wish I knew. I don't know.
Yeah, if it was that predictable, everybody would be millionaires.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
so there's so many factors that political, world politics,
and all the
economic.
factors that used to affect it don't apply now.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and that was the call I got from the older couple earlier today, usually when the stock market crashes or drops drastically, gold and silver go up. They didn't do that recently.
Right.
Because Dad's been looking at his stocks going, oh boy. So the stocks and silver and gold have all come down together. So it's not as predictable as it used to be.
Yeah.
You've got government suppressing stuff, and
well,
I wish I knew.
There's also, consumption. If California is doing away over time, over the next decade or so, with gas-powered vehicles and electric vehicles are all that's allowed there. I don't know what that's going to look like, but is that going to spread across the country to other like-minded states? And then you have more silver being used in auto production.
Well, and you have to have the infrastructure to support that, and nobody does right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be very entertaining, because I also heard a story about the electric car thing earlier today where, they released this news story that says, hey, by X year, you can no longer buy a new gas-powered vehicle in this state. Also, this afternoon between 5 and 9, you can't charge your electric car because there's too much pull on the power grid, so you can't charge your car. Houston, we have a problem.
Yeah, I hear you.
You're going to shut everybody down for 5 hours a day. They can't charge their cars, but they all have to have electric cars.
Well, here we are in the middle of Indiana. We could all just get horses,
Yeah.
Oh, hey, well, listen, I'm going to head over to Purdue, have
Absolutely.
a couple beverages with my friends
There
and
you go.
family, and meet my daughter there.
Awesome.
And it was such a nice perk that she wound up at Purdue.
Yes.
Just a short, distance from you guys, and
Yep.
you'll be seeing more of me. So
Awesome.
thanks for the time.
Thank you. Come back and see us, T.
Hey, special shout out to my channel members who support me in my efforts to bring you coin shop videos from all over the place, and thank you for watching. It is now time to reveal what I purchased. There you have it, a beautiful piece of Mexican gold there, a little 5 pesos, and take a look at that beauty. Now, just for comparison, this is off a popular bullion website, an ASE for $234. Hey, just to compare, I got more gold for less money. Hey, if you made it to this point in the video, you must be a super fan. And if you are and you'd like to meet me, I'll be at the coin show today, Saturday. It's put on by my own coin club, the Goodfellows.